Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's his next move? Let's find out in a chart right here, shall we? Oh my goodness. Well, Bitcoin, right? Is it going to break down even further and head all the way to the $12,000 mark and, you know, really put the tears in everybody's eyes and really make it really harsh for those Bitcoin hodlers out there? We're going to talk about that and more in today's episode. Hi, my name is DaVinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5 staying alive here in Dubai. Every single day, I'm getting better and better. I'm improving from my operation. For those of you who don't know, I've had an umbilical hernia operation, not a quadruple bypass like I joked in my stories on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do follow me on Instagram where you could get the latest information. Also, I'm doing like 1 minute short videos about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, so forth. So make sure you join me there. Also on TikTok where I have different content as well. Soon we'll do shorts, YouTube shorts on this channel. So look out for that in the future. So if you like this video and you like this content, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe. And yeah, really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get on with the charts, right? That's what you came for. That's what you came for. Okay, well, Bitcoin, right? We know that it's been a rough go, right? We have had the fear and greed index at its lows. We have an AB equals CD that has a target of approximately 12,500. That gets us right to the Fibonacci level, or close to the Fibonacci level of the 88.6. Wouldn't be surprised if we actually come to that. There is an opportunity for Bitcoin to turn around and say, no, this is Bitcoin. You're not going there. There's an opportunity for that, as there's a clear trend line that I'm not sure if I'm totally convinced that will hold Bitcoin up. It is closer to the lows, and we have on the weekly scale, we can see that we can actually come down to touch it. On the weekly scale, the 13 EMA, I'm concerned, I'm interested, I'm very happy that this happened here, because this indicates that this sideways consolidation closer to the 13 EMA and downwards, and then we retouched it here, means that we probably near an end of this mess. So we could end up consolidating here for a little while and staying just above this trend line. There's a possibility for Bitcoin in the next little while. That is a possibility. Now, unfortunately, folks, if the stock market goes down, this is going down. Why? Why is that? Why is Bitcoin going to go down if the stock market goes down? Well, simply put, is that this is a risk asset because everybody thinks dollars are real because they have to pay them back in debt. And so dollars, whether we like it or not, are what people use today for money and what they believe is going to save them. So they hold on to dollars, even though, you know, they can see prices going higher everywhere. Now, when you sell your assets, right, because everything's going down, you're going to sell into dollars. And also, right, if your assets have gone down in one area and gone up and are doing okay in another area, you end up, or, you know, you need the cash to cover some other things, you're going to sell the good assets to cover the bad ones. So that's going to happen in the next little while. And then on top of that, of course, the Fed and traders will push this thing down all the way down to the $12,000 mark. Okay, let's just take a look at a shorter time frame now that we've looked at the weekly, and the weekly is headed in a downward direction, probably to create some sort of Wing action low down here before we continue cut higher again. That's going to take a long time to play out, so don't expect the Wing action to actually to be showing up, and not until probably December. Won't see any kind of W on the daily until then. So that's unfortunate, but that's just the way the ball bounces, and we'll just have to accept it. Okay, so let's take a look at, I want to see the daily on this. So let's bring up the daily and see what we see. The daily, oh, it looks like it's, holding that trend line, right? We were dumping down earlier just as I started this video. Things were dumping down, and now we're back at even for the day. Looks like a doji candle that we haven't decided on the direction, but the most likelihood direction is down. No guarantees for the matters. We could end up turning around and end up going higher, but the odds are against Bitcoin doing that at this time, because we've had a rising wedge here, right? This was a rising wedge. Right here, you can see that right here, rising wedge that broke, and rising wedges generally go all the way back to where they're beginning, right? So around 19K, 18.5 or something like that is where we can see Bitcoin continue down. Now, do we have any further evidence of that? Well, if we head to the 4 hour, you can see that we have another rising wedge with a breakdown, which indicated, and also, you can see it as a rising wedge as well, or you can call it a bear flag, right, as well. So there it is right here, rising wedge. You just get the candle bodies, but there you go. Rising wedge breakdown, and yeah, it was like a failed move. It was fast move in the opposite direction. Don't count on it, right? Because remember what we said, right? You're thinking, wow, this is a failed move. This is a failed move, Da Vinci. And if, you know what happens when you have a failed move in the opposite direction, going in the opposite direction? It usually continues. Well, yes, that is true. But don't bet on it against the trend. That's true, but you're going against the trend. And the trend is your friend until the end. And what's the overall trend? Down. What's the short-term trend? Down. So to get this thing, this thing looks like the middle finger, right? But I think this was giving the middle finger to anybody who was trading these M's, right? They just got wiped out if they had their stop loss at any of these points, right? Getting greedy, both on the short or long, is not recommended at this point in time because of, we are in a choppy zone. So taking profits immediately is the best option. Taking some profits at least, and letting the rest ride is the best option. So if you take like 100% win, right? Because we always go for a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Then yes. So speaking of taking a win here, if you were trading this, there was clear evidence that you could have taken a trade. Now the Davo was telling you long, but it was completely wrong, because the Davo, you have to be careful with the Davo. I don't know why my settings is not working. The setting here where it's supposed to like say if the SMA is below, if price is below the SMA, which is, let's see here, if I were to make this bigger, yes, see, this is below the SMA. So yes, I guess this was a Davo, and it indicated yes, it goes higher, but again, and this was nice. Is this a clean Davo here? Yes, it was. It was a clean Davo long. It was. There was no doubts about that this Davo long was correct, actually, and I would have taken it if I was watching this. So on the 5 minute here, and so it was a clean, clear cut Davo that was a 2-to-1, but failed. And because there's no such thing as an indicator that works 100%, right? Alrighty, so let's just take a look at Rockin Brainer's indicator, see what it's saying. There we go. So I'm just going to switch this to 4 hour. Yes, it is on 4 hour, and hit the Rockin Brainer and zoom in on what it's saying here. Now it's switched from a sell to a buy here, but unfortunately, right, I would not trust this at all. We'll have to wait and see for this 4 hour to finish. It's going to be 3 more hours before it's done. And this indicator might switch off in that time frame. I'm not buying this because we are definitely in a definite sell zone here because this thing broke a rising wedge, and so yeah, we could see this thing come back down to the lows here, and it almost did, but didn't quite make it. Okay, if you're interested in Rockin Brainer, remember you could check it out at payments.rockinbrainer.io, and also You can trade at bybit.davincij15.com and get a $404,500 trade bonus when you sign up to just head over to bybit.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Okay, let's head over to Ethereum. And you know what? I love this. Look at this. You see these trend lines I drew like a long time ago? They show you exactly how Ethereum's got some serious resistance in this area. And it works every single time. Look at that. Right here, right there, right over here. We can see that these trend lines are solid right over here, right over there. They're really important trend lines to observe. So, if Ethereum decides to continue pumping here, it's going to pump right into this trend line and might fail here. It's interesting how it's just taken off heavy. Failed move because fast move in the opposite direction. Because it needs to wipe out a lot more of the shorts here than Bitcoin did, right? Because Bitcoin already wiped out a lot of shorts, and it's probably trying to reach the 78.6, right, and wipe out a lot. These guys here at this $16,091 level that they have a stop loss maybe at that level, and they're gone. Wouldn't surprise me one bit because Ethereum loves doing that, wiping out your stops a lot. Even in the bull market, it loves going after your stops every single time. So yeah, look for that. If you want to trade this, right, I would wait for the market to calm down, because this thing is very volatile. There's no actual trading plan, except if you were to jump on this with all these gaps on this 15-minute. Wow, this is a lot of gaps. If you know how to do trade gaps, right? This was a gap and go, right? And this is a measuring gap, so meaning that we can measure this candle up and then see if it should continue, and then there we go. Now we have an exhaustion gap way up here, so it is near its end of the cycle. So let's just see how that plays out. It'll probably roll over a little bit sometime soon, probably after it takes out these guys. So if you want to take a shot at that, you want to take a shot after it takes out those people right up here. That's okay. You can go and do that and just risk only like 2%, right? This is going into the, so you could probably risk right to the top of this wick here, because I don't think you're going to wick you out that badly. But if it does, wow, then it's probably going in the opposite direction, definitely. Well, it's definitely going in the opposite direction if it wicked you out that way. And so you could take it to 2 to 1, bringing you right back to where it should continue downwards as an example of a trade. But this is a high risk trade. Then if you want to take this, right, it could end up going in the opposite direction on you. Okay, let's head over to the dominance. My goodness, wow, the dominance just keeps dominating, right? The market caps of Bitcoin, the market cap of Bitcoin divided by the market cap of all other cryptocurrencies. This shows that, hey, you know what? As this goes down, the alts are actually going up in value priced in Bitcoin. I am very, very, very sad that I did not see this happening. Not see this happening at all. I thought for sure it was just only a short-term thing, and it just exploded, right? It just went down. This market just kept going down, right? And that meant alts kept doing very well priced in Bitcoins, which is quite surprising. And you can see that we are seeing alts moving rapidly priced in Bitcoin. Now, even in priced in dollars, they've done extremely well. Kudos to the alts and kudos to those who stuck to the little lady strategy and kept on trading it, because there was lots of the little lady doubles if you were trading the little lady strategy, right? If you want to trade this, you can head over to bybit.davincij15.com, where you can get a $4,500 trading bonus just for being on here and depositing a little bit of money. Alrighty, so that's it for today. right? I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I've been doing a lot of videos, short videos. So I love Bitcoin, talking about Bitcoin. I want to start maybe even changing my current channel, because I want to educate the public and not just talk about trading. I know trading, there's always something to talk about in the charts. There's always something to see, always something to do. It's limited in growth because it's always a repetitive trading patterns that you're seeing over and over again. So yeah, I want to show you guys how the future of Bitcoin is. I want to show people how Bitcoin can help with the long-term savings and so forth. And I want to work on those kind of things over something a short-term game. So that is my future. That is what I'm planning on doing probably in the short-term future. So look out for that. But for now, I'll continue with the trading. And yes, thank you all for watching. Remember, Bitcoin's real. Bitcoin's here to stay. And you need to be a part of it. Cheers.